the 21st time in Dodger history they've drawn over $3 million in a year. Reyes digging in against Greg Maddux. First pitch swinging, fly ball, deep right center field, but room for Kenny Lofton. One pitch, one out, and we are underway in Los Angeles. Paul Lo Duca came up through the Dodgers organization, spent 6 years in the minor leagues before getting to the big league club, and has been an all-star as a Dodger and this year as a New York Met. Lo Duca 3 hits in 8 at-bats, 1 RBI so far in the series. Hit .318 during the regular year with 5 home runs and 49 knocked in. 2-0.
The Duke enormously popular on both coasts. Not only in New York as their catcher, but formerly, of course, with the Dodgers. 3 years ago, this guy can flat out hit.
Maddux not getting that call on a borderline pitch there from tonight's home plate umpire Eric Cooper. That's certainly something to keep an eye on as this game continues. Will Maddux get the borderline strike?
Absolutely.
That looked like the same pitch as 2-0, but that one's a strike. There's our entire umpiring crew, and it's a good one. 3-1 on Paul Lo Duca. And it's ball 4 out the outside corner, and Maddux already a long look in at the home plate umpire.
Greg Maddux in the home crowd here in Los Angeles.
Strike called on the outside corner to Carlos Beltran. Beltran during the regular year 41 home runs to tie a New York Mets franchise record. Knocked in 116. He's hitless in 5 at-bats so far in this series. That ball driven into right center field. J.D. Drew leaves his feet, cannot get it. Lofton backing up the play. Lo Duca making a turn, going to third. Throw there. He is out at third. Lo Duca had to wait to see if Drew would catch the ball. And by the time he took the gamble to go to third, you're running on 2 good arms, especially that of Furcal at short.
Off the end of the bat. The one thing a base runner does is check the outfielders. Lo Duca did that, but stopping right before he went to second base. Kenny Lofton hitting the cutoff man, and Furcal with a laser to third to nail Lo Duca. With only 1 out, it's the time you want to take the chance. But once you've stopped, you've got to stop at second base. Easy out was Lo Duca at third.
So 2 away, a runner on at first, and there's Carlos Delgado, who waited 1,711 games played in the big leagues before his first taste of the postseason. And all he did in game 1 was collect 4 base hits. Big shift put on defensively for Delgado. Now remember, we've seen him hit the ball already in this series a couple of times the other way.
3 of the 4 hits in game 1 were either through the middle or the other way. The home run was to center field.
Want to know to Delgado. And it's on the outside corner, a called strike, and now Delgado has words with home plate umpire Eric Cooper.
Nice recovery by Kenny Lofton, backing up the play, hitting the relay man, Rafael Furcal, and Lo Duca was out at third base.
One and one on Carlos Delgado, a big lead by Beltran. He took off and then stopped. And it's through the shift into right field a hit. And Beltran this time will easily advance on to third. Runners on the corners for David Wright. Young man from Chesapeake, Virginia, has done nearly everything right since being brought up through the Mets minor league system. He is some kind of player at the plate and in the field. And what a kid. Jam shot floater, and that is a base hit into left field. It'll bring in Beltran from third, and the Mets have taken a 1-0 lead on a 2-out single by David Wright.
And David Wright's theory on that, hit the ball before it hits you. That ball was about 6 inches inside. Hit right off the handle. And David Wright finds a hole. That's that part of that relentless attack of the Mets. They come at you with a very balanced attack, great speed, great power, great on-base percentage, tough offense.
Only the Cleveland Indians this season scored more runs in the first inning than the New York Mets. Mets scored 131 first inning runs, and they're at it in Game 3 against Maddox here tonight. Cliff Floyd down a strike. 2 hits and 7 at-bats in this division series, including a solo home run. And by the way, our broadcast also available in Spanish tonight by utilizing the SAP button on your television. Down and away from Floyd, and he's behind 0-2. It should be noted, the Indians scored the most first inning runs in baseball. The Mets second. The Dodgers were third. Served into short left field, coming hard and unable to get there is Anderson. Rounding third and coming in to score Delgado. Another 2-out hit by the Mets. And they jump on Maddox for 2 runs here in the opening frame.
I think Marlon Anderson gave up on that ball too quickly. That ball had a lot more hang time than he thought. Remember the 0-1 pitch? Floyd swung through it. Maddox going right back out there. I think Marlon Anderson, had he charged hard initially, he makes that play, but pulling up right there, that ball had more hang time. And Marlon fooled on the ball, perhaps.
5 straight hitters have reached base since Maddox got Reyes on a fly ball to center field to start the opening inning. And now the former Dodger, Sean Green, who grew up in nearby Tustin, California, looks at a strike. Green had his best seasons in the major leagues wearing Dodger blue. They moved him to Arizona prior to last year. And then the Diamondbacks traded him to the New York Mets at the deadline this year. 0-2. And this is where, so far anyway, Maddox has been unable to put away the batters with 2 strikes.
0-2 to Cliff Floyd. Now 0-2 to Sean Green.
Green has monster numbers in his career against Maddox, and there you see him. In the air and out of play. Maddox acquired by the Dodgers from the Cubs on July the 31st. That was the trading deadline for Cesar's turf. A 15-game winner between both teams. As a Dodger, he made 12 starts, went 6-3 with a 3.3 ERA. Has won 333 games in his career. Served into left field, and Anderson cannot get it. Another 2-strike, 2-out hit by the Mets. This one by Sean Green. It is 3-0 New York.
Terrific hitting by Sean Green, the former Dodger, who is not hiding the fact that this series means a lot more to him than it does to some of the other Mets. Because Sean, being a former Dodger, saying it's a little sweeter after you've been traded from the club that you were with for a long, long time. That's just good hitting by Cliff Floyd and Sean Green. 2 strikes, you're supposed to protect the outside part of the plate. Both of them did that and reap big rewards. Look at the head right there. The head right on the fastball away from Maddox. Ball might have been off the plate a bit. Fine hitting by Green.
And the former #1 pick, the most highly touted pitching prospect to come up through the Dodgers organization in quite some time, Chad Billingsley, beginning to crank it up in the bullpen. Eighth man to bat in the opening inning. 6 in a row have reached base since Jose Reyes led off the game with a fly ball to center field. They cut down LaDuca. who had walked, trying to go first to third on the single by Beltran. Sensen singles from Delgado, Wright, Floyd, and Green for a 3-0 lead. 1-1 to Jose Valentin, another former Dodger.
Valentin, a great pickup by general manager Omar Minaya, a guy who has really sewn this Mets defense together.
Caught by Loney on a rocket up the first base line. So Maddox, a bumpy opening inning.